Look, the lady that's running this, you might be big time wherever you come from, right? In North Queensland, we got 1 million people, 5% of Australia's population. You're fucking nothing up there, right? And we know that you've betrayed every single thing we've ever believed in, you know? And then you're up there promoting them, you know? And their deputy leader was the woman. No one else in the Senate or the House of Reps.
Susan Lay, you were saying, who was in the audience and actually laughing at you when you were speaking, by the way, which I got on camera.
Oh, good. Right. Hello, ladies. How you going?
Bob, pleasure. Last time we were here, we were at the Canberra protest. Now, we just heard the Nationals. We saw Peter Dutton and Little Proud get up, say, we're going to fight for you guys. The last time you and I chatted here, you had a very interesting history lesson as to what actually happened, how the rural areas were gutted. What were your thoughts about being here? What are your thoughts about what's been happening?
Well, I said I'm ashamed to be up on the panel there with them. I mean, they belong to parties. And the ALP destroyed wool, but it was the National Party that destroyed sugar, tobacco. That sounds small, but it wasn't. It was 3,000 employees at the Kennedy Electric, 2,000 employees. Flowers, eggs, maize, corn, if you like, grapes, peanuts. These are all huge.
Absolutely, yeah.
The whole lot. There are 15 industries that they regulated, is the word they used, and completely destroyed them. Right. There were marketing arrangements that we needed for survival. It took away the marketing arrangements. We've ended up where we are.
The farmers here on stage, they asked Little Proud and Peter Dutton to stay here. They were off the ground at 11:48, basically 5 minutes after they finished. Do you feel that they do need to be listening more rather than talking at the crowd?
I mean, I thought I was going home. This is just a promotion for the Liberal National Party. The whole stage is filled up with them holding up their signs. What about farmers, or is it about the LNP?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but the whole thing was shanghaied by the LNP. So I'm out of here. You know, I'm not got to be associated with this, you know.
Right.
But Chief McCarthy got me on the way out, you know, and he said, no, you're... So I had to get up the stage. But I didn't have anything prepared or anything. I just spoke for 5 seconds and was wheeled off the stage. You know, look, the lady that's running this, you might be big time wherever you come from, right? In North Queensland, we got 1 million people, 5% of Australia's population. You're fucking nothing up there, right? And we know that you've betrayed every single thing we've ever believed in, you know? And then you're up there promoting them, you know? And their deputy leader was the woman. No one else in the Senate or the House of Reps.
Susan Lay, you were saying, who was in the audience and actually laughing at you when you were speaking, by the way, which I got on camera.
Good. Good.
No, I think it needs to be exposed. You know, this is sort of what Drew Pavlo's doing, isn't it? You know, your friend Drew Pavlo.
I mean, in North Queensland, they wouldn't be going to get up anywhere near a bloody public audience in North Queensland, torn to pieces. But they're still...
Is that why you get so emotional? Because these people have come from WA, they've travelled at great expense, they're not being heard, so they come to the seat of power to be heard. They're not being heard, and you feel like it's a National Party sort of...
It came across to me as an LNP promotion.
Right.
An LNP promotion. Dutton was the leader of the Liberal Party.
Right.
He was the centrepiece.
Right.
And Little Proud, he's on the television. This you can look this up. Crying because of the plight of the poor sheep and poor cattle at live exports. He was crying, right? He and Susan Lay were the two people that stood out and scared the hell out of me on the issue. The two of them.
Right.
Well, guess who's the deputy leader?
Right.
Who's the leader of Conservatives, number 2. Dutton goes down, she becomes the leader. And unless she is a lying hypocrite, they will abolish the live animal. I'm betting she's a live hypocrite.
Which is probably why she was smiling at you.
Live hypocrite.
So the organisers of this rally have said, look, we want Mr Albanese to drop this now. Now, you're the grandfather of the Parliament, with respect. You've been around the block. That's not going to happen, is it? They've said what we're going to do if they don't do that. They're threatening to target marginal seats. We're going to fund marginal seats to kick them out. What do you
That won't do it. That won't.
What would do it?
They just laugh at them. The farmers are so rusted on that. It's silly for the Labor Party to worry about them.
Right.
None of them are ever going to vote for the Labor Party, so don't worry about them. But all I can do is, as Tim Bergen, the famous theologian, said, all a Christian can do is take a vast problem at one tiny small point and hold on, if necessary, to his own detriment. And that's all I can do. In North Queensland, you'll go close, I think, hope, to getting a balance of power in North Queensland, and the Country Party will be back in the saddle. Now, in Queensland, the politics of Queensland was Theodore Labor. Almost every farmer in Queensland got his land of Theodore Labor.
Yep.
Outside of Brisbane, Labor won every seat, every election for 48 years. There's no precedent for that in human history, to my knowledge, right?
Didn't know that.
Right? So the Labor Party splits in two, and half of them end up with a few bloody dairy farmers and a little tiny party called Country. And Kevin Rudd's family ran the Labor Party in the Sunshine Coast. My family ran it in inland North Queensland, right? When the split came, our families were out because we were farming and businessmen, and workers too. We were out, kicked out, squeezed out. We just realised we had to leave. There was nowhere for us to go except the Country Party. Kevin himself went back to Labor, but the rest of his family were all, heavily Country Party, till the day they die. But as I say, all we can do, we're just a little mob up there in North Queensland. Well, not all that.
Not that little. Yeah, it's enough for a few seats.
A million people.
Yeah.
A million people. And we take out the state seats, then we'll go after the federal seats. And most parliaments here, 6 or 7 crossbenches.
That'll do it.
And that will become increasingly true with the crossbenches growing. And we hope that we'll get a share of that growth in the crossbenches, because I don't think they're voting for Teals. I think they're just voting against Labor and Liberal.
I think you're right. You're offering them a tangible thing in this election.
Different.
Up there, 3 seats. It's pretty good.
But also, we believe that the government puts up the money to build a plant to build hybrid fuel motor cars in Australia. We believe that the government should pass laws saying that 5% of all fuel will be ethanol, 6% of all fuel will be ethanol, ramping up to the same as in Brazil, 49%. And your petrol prices will come down, as in Brazil, to $1.10. So we believe in government involvement to get things to happen, and essential services need to be owned and delivered by the government, essential services. Now, if they're privately owned, that's just absolutely disastrous, as we're finding out with Telstra. As a private corporation, John Howard, I was still in the party room, he said, no, Bob, there'll be universal service obligation. Oh, Prime Minister, honestly, Mary Murgatroyd and Julia Creek was going to take on giant, Telstra.
Dreaming.
I mean, that's just not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
It's not the real world. Oh, yes, no, we'll make it very strong way.
Yeah.
It's pretty joke, absolute joke. Universal service obligation. Sit in my office, we'll get about 10 or 15 phone calls every week. Some poor bastard's got no service.
Yeah.
And the government's going to do nothing about it.
The last time we were here, you mentioned John Anderson from the Nationals, and you didn't mince your words with John Anderson.
Well, I mean, I think probably if whoever would have been there, they'd have done the same thing, and it's certainly a little crowd would have.
Right. Where's this coming from?
Deregulated. No, they got a free market. They went to university and they know everything about everything.
Of course.
And they know that free markets will prevail.
Yeah.
And that if you can't cut the mustard, then get out. Right? It's just a little matter of every farmer in the world getting 40% of his income from the government, and we're getting nothing from the government. So we got to run 100 metres. and give our competitors 20 or 30 metres start up. Heavens, I could beat Linford Christie over that distance.
Do you think that we could? This is the last question. 'cause
Hey,
you've been
I
very
didn't know
kind.
you were out there. Why didn't you get me up? I didn't want to speak. I just up there with that bunch of hypocrites.
Yeah, Bob, thank you for your time. I'll let you
yeah,
mingle.
keep going.
Let me just grab that mic off you, by the way, Bob.
Oh, yeah.